Welcome to the Hot Slice with Pizza Today. I am creative director Josh Count. Along with me, executive editor of Pizza Today, Miss Denise Greer. Hello, Denise.
Hello, Josh. It's finally a rainy day here, so that's why you see a little weird lighting. Sorry.
I don't have to water my garden today, so it's a good day.
Exactly. So what do we have on the plate today? Because we've got some things going on.
Well, it's getting closer to October, which means it's getting closer to Pizza and Pasta Northeast.
Yes.
And we're kind of gearing up for that right now.
Absolutely. And I think Reg is gonna open any day now. Let's hope we get that open ASAP. And then competitors, as soon as that opens, make sure you get on there and sign up for your categories, or else you probably will miss out or get put on a wait list. So
yeah, keep checking the Pizza Today and Pizza Expo social medias, and we'll have it as soon as it goes live.
As soon as it's out there, we'll get it to you. We'll also get you the list of all the educational programs, because that'll come with it as well. So it's going to be pretty exciting. Another exciting thing is yesterday we call it putting the magazine to bed in the industry, but we just sent the July issue to the printer. And guess who is in the July issues? Our rising stars of the pizzeria industry. So I'm excited to share those folks. We have a lot of new people that are, some were even new to us, but we definitely spend a lot of time trying to find folks that we want to highlight that are doing good things.
There was a lot of names I didn't recognize, which is great, because we're getting those true rising stars.
We reach out to some of the biggest names in the industry and we're like, hey, who's popping up on your radar? And then we know the people that are popping up on our radar. And that's kind of how we generate those folks. So it's a lot of people that you can keep an eye on. We put their Instagram handles, so you can start just following them and seeing what they're doing, because it's definitely a fun list this year. I'm loving it.
All right, well, let's get into the show today.
Right. Who do we got on the show? So we have Evan Eriksen, and he owns Pie 95 Pizza in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, Evan reached out to me, I think, on Facebook first, and he sent me a note. He's like, hey, I really want to share my story. I was like, hey, email me, share your story with me. So he sent me this long email, and it detailed everything from his start to opening the restaurant. But
quite the journey. It's quite the journey.
It's a really cool thing, because so Evan started out with a culinary background. So he went to culinary school, studied under some of the biggest name chefs, and decided, the high-end, 4-star dining, Michelin star restaurants, that didn't give him a lot of passion. He didn't find a lot of love out of that. But what he did find love in was pizza, through a pizza trailer. And he ended up basically quitting working for like St. Regis in San Francisco, and started working as a cook on a pizza trailer. So I think that's really cool. And that's kind of how his pizza journey started. We'll get into the finer points, but it's an amazing journey.
Yeah, it's a great episode. I think everyone's going to really enjoy it.
All right, well, let's just jump right into our conversation with Evan.
Sounds good.
With extraordinary pizza cheese comes extraordinary rewards. Only Bacio Exceptional Italian Pizza Cheese offers the Gold Club Rewards program with monthly cash back on every cheese purchase. Members also receive funds twice a year to use in their exclusive marketing store. It's their way of saying grazie to customers. Schedule a demonstration at bacciocheese.com/hotslice and discover how rewarding Bacio Exceptional Italian Pizza Cheese can be. Pizza is your legacy. Build it with Bacio.
Looking to grow your pizzeria or restaurant? Then you'll want to try the power of a cloud-based POS system. With Hunger Rush, you'll get everything you need. This fully integrated restaurant management system allows you to easily streamline operations, accelerate the delivery process, and grow your business through Hunger Rush 360 marketing. And it's so easy to use. Want AI-powered text ordering? It's built in. Need to track orders? No problem. Schedule a personalized demo at hungerrush.com today. Performance Food Service is proud to deliver high-quality products, innovative technology, and custom operational solutions to restaurants of all sizes across the country. The flagship division of Performance Food Group, with deep roots in the restaurant industry, Performance Food Service has been the exclusive distributor of the Roma family of brands for more than 65 years. This signature relationship has allowed Performance Food Service to become a leader in the pizza and Italian segment of food service nationwide.
Hey, Evan, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for coming on today.
Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Happy to be here.
So I love your story. I love that you reached out to us and shared your story with us. The fact that you have a culinary background and you've been a lot of places to study, you've been a lot of places to work, and then you dove into the food truck business and then into the brick and mortar pizza. There's a lot to happen there. So I want to first dive into kind of your culinary experience and kind of what you've learned from that.
There is a lot that has happened to lead up to the Pie 95 storefront. From being a young kid, learning how to cook his own meals, watching great chefs of the West and great chefs of different cities. A lot of people don't know those actual cooking shows, but those were like back old school before the Food Network was out. I'd say that really started inspiring some of my journey, that and like cook family and whatnot. So pretty much just graduated from high school and everybody like realized, well, what is it my dream as a child? What did I want to be? Did I want to be a firefighter? Did I want to be a this? Did I want to be a that,
Mm-hmm.
And I realized, I was like, as a young child, I would cook meals and I'd have a shirt on and like Culinary Institute, blah, blah, blah. So I was just like, you know what? Let's give cooking a go. So, went to culinary school in South Florida, and I figured being palm trees in South Florida instead of freezing my butt up north.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also a fraction of the cost. So going through culinary school, I worked at a few different places, like just to make bills and ends meet, and just realized, I was like, you know what, if I really want to train, and this was way all before the thought of anything pizza, and I was like, if I want to train and take this seriously, I'm gonna have to really dive in and work with the best. So pretty much mass emailed out my resume, cover letter to like 25 plus places, and heard back from one spot, Bar. Alfred Portale, he's an amazing chef in New York. He's one of the culinary legends, building his plate super high. And went there, interviewed, and I was like, hey, I'll be a dishwasher, like whatever I can do to get my foot in the door. So they said, all right, well, if you want this job, come back tomorrow. I guess they didn't expect me to come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I took a 2-hour ride to Long Island back, 2-hour ride back, and I showed up there with my knives, and they're like, all right, well, I guess this kid wants a job. So learned the basic fundamentals working there, and kept sending my resume out probably like once a month to Liberta Den, because that was like back in early 2000s, there was such a huge talk of it. So finally got a position there, and learned from, but I would say he has a cookbook called 4-Star Simplicity. And it's not about teaching everybody all these crazy techniques and all these different things. It's proper seasoning of the food.
Okay.
Which really helped me learn the basic of the seasoning and like the balance of flavor. After spending some time there, I worked in a few other kitchens like the Modern and then Oceana. And this, I was like, all these other chefs have been to Spain, France, Italy. Why don't I do that? Let's just give it a go.
Yeah.
Well, there was a big issue. I don't speak French. I don't speak Italian. And I speak kitchen Spanish. So I'll be stuck shucking peas at all these places. So thanks to algorithms, on the top of my search bar, the Sydney Opera House came in.
Oh, wow.
So on a complete whim, I was like, well, let's check out what they're doing in Australia. So pretty much bought a one-way ticket to Australia with a few stages set up, maybe like $3,000 in my bank account, and just said, let's go. You're not getting any younger. Let's just have some fun with this. Working in these San Pellegrino top rated restaurants like 50 and below, there were so many techniques used on the plates, and like the food was a complete work of art. Like it was magic what they were doing. And I thought coming from the States, Manhattan, I was gonna be, oh well, typical American, thinking, oh well, we're gonna go here and it's gonna be nice and I'm gonna check it out. But I was blown away, flabbergasted, and fell in love with the country, fell in love with everything about it, the diversity of everything. And while sitting in Manly Wharf, I was sitting there having a beer and a pizza, and it was such a beautiful moment. I was like, this is what life's about. It's these simplistic times, not something where you have to make a reservation 4 or 5 months out. And mind you, I was young and I was sipping the Kool-Aid, and all the cooks next to me were reading like molecular gastronomy, and people were talking about the fat duck and all these amazing places. But there was nothing that was actually like realistic as a young chef, you know. So after some time in Australia, came back and was at St. Regis Hotel and was exec sous for Hirosone, which was at Ame. It was a Japanese fusion restaurant, and just got pretty much I'll say burnt out with the culinary scene. The hours that were put into it, and mind you, I'm thinking, let's make pizza, not a lot of hours. And actually opened up a pizzeria in Manhattan, and it's become an amazingly acclaimed restaurant. I've been there, I've eaten it. It's phenomenal pizza, and like, really, come on, what's the deal with pizza? You know, but started geeking out on it, and I did a complete hiatus. I quit the job at St. Regis. I'm driving Uber full time, making YouTube videos, making pizza at home, and I picked up this customer in front of this cute little concession trailer. It was an 18-foot concession trailer with this beautiful Neapolitan wood-fired oven on the back of it, Mugnani, like a 120. I picked him up. I was like, that is beautiful. And I'm thinking, as like a young up and coming chef, it's like, what can I create? You know, we always dream of like having our own business. Well, I think a lot of us dream of it, or people that are in business or crazy. So I applied, and the lady said, I think you're overqualified. I said, time out. I know food. I don't know pizza. So whatever you teach me, I'm gonna be learning from you. So I'm not coming in with any bad habits. And that's a real problem, because a lot of these in the industry, a lot of these cooks come in and other bad habits. Well, this is how we did it here. Well, you're not there anymore. This is here, you know? So she hired me, and I think on her second day was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna run to my house real quick. Left me, and I did all the pizza by myself that day. I was like, oh, I did 4 trays of dough. And that means I like did 40 pizzas. And I'm kicking and screaming. And this is from before working at like Michelin star restaurants, where we're dinners for like Mortar Stewart or this guy or that guy or whomever. And I'm just kicking and screaming, being like, 48 pies. And I started all over again as a cook, you know? So I fell in love with wood-fired pizza. I realized, you know, you can learn anything on YouTube, but if you're going to learn wood-fired pizza, you have to learn that dance. It's a different animal. It's all inspiring. Some wood can be wetter or drier, or the fermentation of the dough is one thing. So completely submerge myself in the lifestyle. And of course, still cooking at home, you know, and for like friends, having a great time, but no longer putting in those 6 hours of prep to do another 4 hours of service. And just, it was more of a life-changing experience. So realized, I was like, no, I'm not getting any older. Jacksonville had a very booming food truck scene. There's a food truck, now a storefront here, called the Happy Grilled Cheese. and they pretty much started they were the proprietors. They were the ones that are like, here's the food court, you can park here, just pay $25 a day. And they started finding these different locations where you could park in, like, so Florida, out of like residential areas. So we would own these communities by the pools, and they'd have Friday night events, and they really were the proprietors of it. So I on the phone in California talking to this guy, Anthony, the owner of the company, and he's literally starting his generator, getting everything, and while he's in a rinds of like heating up his griddle, like, because they make the most amazing grilled cheeses. And he's like, yeah, come on down, and told me all about it while getting set up. But he's also hustling, getting his food truck ready, but he's also hustling, getting his booking agency ready, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, respect. So on a whim, called Munyanini, bought the oven, and honestly, when I put that deposit in, I was like, no turn.
Yeah, here we go.
Like, I'm gonna tell it to somebody, right? So sorry if I'm rambling. So next thing you know, called a concession trailer company in Georgia. And southern Georgia, they do things a little different.
Yeah.
Very slow at their own pace.
It's a southern way.
So I get here, I drive across country, expecting my trip to be done. 3 months later, it's finally done. My blood pressure is through the roof. I need a job. I gotta get paid, you know? So
yeah.
On a side of the road next to a gas station was my first spot. And put signs all down the road, wood fire pizza, wood fire pizza. Probably made $75 my first day. Second day, maybe $40. And it was not profitable, but it was so rewarding. And I remember the first sale, I went running outside. I got the $20 from them. I didn't even bring it up in a register. I was just, kicking and screaming, excited. Never towed 10,000 pounds before. My truck wasn't, supposed to be towing that much weight.
Oops.
Complaining. But it was a crazy learning experience. And the main thing was just wanted people to try our pizza. We started off a lot more Neapolitan inspired, like all double O Caputo, Fior di Latte, fresh mozzarella, only using the San Marzano. And then I'm realizing, I was like, this is a good pizza, but this isn't very East Coast as well. So the whole time we just evolved. We went from Polish to Biga to different fermentation styles to one thing to the other, and started blending flours. And this is all in the food truck, where all of our prep is literally in a 10 by 10 shed at this place called Food Truck City. There is no air conditioning.
Oh gosh.
Like no air conditioning in Florida. And where you're outside just baking away. So imagine making a Polish 90 degrees.
You don't even have to use hardly any. You're blowing dough probably.
Yeah, it's having a party already.
Right.
And it was a learning lesson. There was times where the dough would be completely overproofed, and it would be so gut wrenching because I'd have to cancel a wedding catering, and it would be like, this is just not fair to, first of all, the customer, like the ones that are showing us support, and then the stress added on to myself and the employees that are losing their shifts and one thing after the other. I got to the point, I was like, we need consistency. That we have to have some form of consistency. So pretty much zeroed down our recipe as much as we can. We did events from St. Augustine all the way up to pop-ups in Atlanta, and just couldn't find funding to open the restaurant. And finally, on this quaint historic district in Riverside, Jacksonville, Florida, I saw this like 900 square foot juice store. The guy, first thing I did, I walked to the back wall and measured it. I was like, the Earthstone oven is going to fit right there. Perfect. It already has its COU. It has everything. It's allegedly on paper. It looks like it's perfect to go. We'll sign the lease, and you find out everything after you sign the lease.
For
Right.
sure.
Yeah. So that was an experience from the oven literally being sideways, just squeezed, and
Yeah.
like less than an inch on each side for them to get it in.
Yeah.
I
Did you
saw the
have to
video.
did you have to take out the windows and stuff in the front
Yeah.
to get it in?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw the video on your Instagram of it. It's pretty great.
It was nuts, and it
Yeah.
happens now.
Yeah.
What didn't make it those half inches? And
You blow out the wall.
you blow up the wall, and then since it's historic,
Yeah.
these other permits which are setting you back and all these, but it could have gotten done, but just another stress level.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Get into since it's a 1927 building, it comes with a lot of ages and things that need mostly plumbing, electrical, air conditioning, and oh, that's pretty much everything that a restaurant really needs.
Yeah.
So we have to go through the whole thing, do that, and myself and a handyman, since everything was up to code, we legit redid the whole restaurant. I was his sous chef,
Wow.
you know, and I
Yeah.
was pretty much like the hiring at the pizzeria. I was like, I can do whatever you tell me to do. Train me, show me,
And I'll do it.
Yeah. And the guy was amazing. He was like, his wife was a customer of Pie 95 for years. Pretty much did it for a really good, fair price. And he's like, listen, when I come in, just hook me up with a pizza. But every time he comes in, we end up just spoiling him. Here's pizza, wings, meatballs.
Yeah.
Have today. And I know your daughter likes the cheese pizza too. So he ends up walking out like head to chin, preparing food. And but it's all about taking care of who takes care of you. You know?
I gotcha.
And so with Pie 95, the menu that we're trying to create, and we couldn't do this from opening day because the training of staff and finding and training and just having what it is and just slowly introducing what we're trying to present has to be a gradual factor. We don't want it to be your quintessential I can get away with this because I was born in Long Island. Hey, I'm Tommy from Long Island. Time I baked ziti,
Yeah.
Right.
I can say that and not do, if you're from somewhere.
Oh, we're gonna still hear flack for people, but it's okay. It's fine.
Come on down and try the pie.
We're sending them to you.
Yeah. So we have the menu, first of all, to be starters, tasting, share plates. Of course, we want you to come in, you order a pizza, bread and butter, but we also want to showcase other items as well. Like this week, we just finished running a prosciutto marinated melon salad with a toasted.
That looked good.
We do a steak and a potato dish where it's like brisket and potatoes with the Carolina Gold. We just really come up with different specials all the time and try to have fun with it. And when you're doing gnocchi in a wood-fired oven, pasta, I think I've come to terms that we need an induction burner.
Yeah.
Some things just aren't meant to be.
The oven.
But it's fun with the oven having all this space.
Yeah. And your limited menu really allows you to do a lot of specials, right? Because I mean, on your actual physical menu, it's just pizzas, a salad, a thing of wings, and what was it, meatballs?
And sometimes we play around with different desserts, but with that, we actually really had to realize how can we cross-utilize as much product as possible without over bastardizing what product we have.
Yes.
We run a caprese salad, which is a real tomato celebration, and we burrata. Instead of your quintessential slice, it's a tomato celebration medley with some amazing burrata. Belgioso is my favorite cheese to use for the burrata. Balsamic glaze, and we'll get different things every once in a while. Sometimes we'll be a truffle provider in town. It's just like, let's see what you got. We're not gonna make, we just have fun, spoil the $10 surcharge. Just help us cover our bite a little bit, we wanna do some crudos, probably steer away from oysters, just because I love them, but it's right now not our phase of where we're at.
What's some like Florida specialties? Are you using any Florida specific either produce or things from the Atlantic Ocean?
Comes to the Florida produce right now. I don't want to say it and knock it, but it's a very year-round product.
Yeah.
So we more so use like some of the Florida inspired dishes. If so, like I never wanted to put buffalo sauce on a pizza. We did it as a joke, bacon buffalo ranch pizza,
and people loved it, didn't they?
Celebrated so much, and it's like it hurts me to put it on the menu. There's a slice in the back, I'll be caught nibbling on the slice too.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
people say the same thing about ranch. They're like, ranch is disgusting on pizza. You know how many customers love ranch? It's insane, but that's just how it is.
That and pineapple. I think the only issue with pineapple, because it's inevitable.
Yeah.
They just don't cut it up right. It's large chunks. Cut it, nice salsa. So speaking of pineapple, we would run this on a food truck when we did Riverside Art Markets. We would run a pineapple lemonade, and it was passively serving pineapple with pizza, and nobody got the fact that we were doing that in that way. It was just super. I was like, "Yeah, you want it with a pepperoni?" But the thing about like Jacksonville is yes, it is America's largest city by landmass. But it's still, I would say Jacksonville is still a few years behind any modern metropolitan city, Atlanta, Miami, Orlando. It's still in the phase of catching up. So when it comes to what we want to create as a chef, we have to realize we have to give the locals what they are having. If we give them something too off the wall, it's not going to be celebrated. It's going to be like, even the prosciutto melon, people are like, that's so crazy you did it like that. I'm used to having it wrapped.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so you just have to introduce things gently, but just not too aggressively. But yeah, so we're really having fun with the restaurant. We're probably gonna end up doing a few tasting nights.
Oh, fun.
So Tuesday tasting, so people can come in and pretty much get the whole menu at a fair price. Have a smaller pizza that they can have. Of course, they're gonna be living with leftovers, and yeah, that's it for now with the restaurant. But we're just having fun with the whole thing. Like the best part of the restaurant is when we have the return customers and they become like a family member.
Yeah.
The worst part about it is when somebody writes you a 1-star review when it's like not enough toppings, thin, this and that. It's like there's so many different styles of pizza.
That's a style preference.
Style of preference, but it's like we work so hard, and even from the minute that a customer steps in, that they're all welcomed, that we want them to feel like a family member in the restaurant. We don't get a number. Of course, we want to hit great numbers, but we want the customers to feel like it's their home away from home. We always, if we're playing with new dishes, there's customers coming in, hey, you have a dietary restriction? No, okay, well, try this. So we customers honestly as guinea pigs, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And just say like, what do you think? What does it need?
Yeah.
Because it needs something. It could be good, but does it need more acidity? Does it need more salt? Does it need a crunch texture? So we really enjoying having the locals and the people that are saying, I drove here from here, or another person on social media that's driving through and you've been talking to them for years and they come into the restaurant and it's like, well, come, let's make pizza together. Let's have fun,
Yeah.
It's enjoying the community of what it can be, what it should be,
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
Pizza's all
that.
about.
I love that. I saw that you guys are card only.
What's that?
I saw you guys are card only. Kind of, we are seeing that more and more. Kind of what drove that decision to just cut cash completely out of the equation?
Well, I hate to say it, but it really happened a lot back in 2020.
Mhm.
With the cards or the prepaids, and on the food truck. Yeah, I really don't like to say it, but if I could take the temptation away
Mhm.
from a staff member, then I'd rather take it away. I've had so many times in a pickle where we have a guest employee come in and my till is short $500.
Yeah. Ouch.
So it's really stinks to say that it's it's cheaper to pay the fees and not have that question of trust out there.
Yeah.
My staff members right now are phenomenal.
Mhm.
They're fantastic. They're like family members. We all try to take care of each other as much as we can, communicate if there's an issue with anything. But also going forward, with tracking on the books in the future, I want everything to be on the books. You could see the orders, you could see the transactions and everything, because in the future, like, I don't have an investor. There's no investor whatsoever for Pi 95. But if we are to continue to grow and get larger, and then everything is just, here's everything it's acquainted for, just for the simplicity of it.
I like that. I like that. So you've kind of settled in now as a brick and mortar. What are you looking to do next? What's the next step for you?
Just looking to really grow the business. Really growing the business. Growing with the staff members. Having them becoming more of the menu development. That potentially opening a second location, which is always around. But I really enjoy having the one location where people a lot of times when it happens when you grow and you're not there and this and this, I enjoy the thing about it is I'm a chef owner operator. I enjoy touching food. I enjoy the rush. Like when we get the tickets, I enjoy being the cheerleader with the team, and like just being part of it. I feel maybe having multiple locations may interfere with that. Some people say that's small mindset, but that's where the whole circle is, where the employees to also be part of the menu development, and just growing the business more locally in the community.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we've kept your time we've kept you for a long time here. But I'll close out on this question. And that is, okay, you're a trained chef, you work with a lot of ingredients. What are two of your favorite ingredients right now to play with on pizza?
To play with on pizza, that's a great question. pickles and pineapple.
Pickles
I'm
and
hearing pickles so
pineapple.
much lately. Pickles. Everybody's talking about pickles lately.
Yeah.
I've seen people do it, and I see them do it before, and I'm just like, why? I once did this pizza, a pickle pizza with salt and vinegar, potato chips on top of it.
Ooh. Okay.
You want to know what makes it even better?
What's that?
You know what?
Huh? A ranch?
No, but with our toppings, we like to keep them simplistic. With the toppings, you can't overload the toppings so much. I also like putting maybe playing with like some Korean fusion, like some kimchi's on some pizzas. But when it comes to the pizzas, we like to keep them more of an entry. Not trying to say entry basic, but more of a gentle, and play with our starters. Like we're doing a corn dish at the moment right now. It's a rendition of, and it's a fire roasted corn on the cob, and we went back up with a little garlic butter, cherry tomatoes, bacon, onions, crispy shallots, furikake, and we finish it with citrus and pecorino romano. People are like, why don't you put it on a pizza? I was like, buy it and put it on a Bianca. Like garnish your pizza with it, you know? So with since it's wood fired artisan pies, they are thinner. So we have the size where they could accompany them with it, you know? Almost like introducing like another style of having pizza.
Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. Well, I wish you all the success with Pie 95. You've got a great brand going. Your pies look amazing. If y'all don't know, you should follow them on Instagram, Pie 95 Pizza, because there is some beautiful, beautiful pizzas and different appetizers and things on the menu. So you've got a beautiful spot.
We appreciate you guys talking to us.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day, Evan. Thank you.
Wonderful day. Thank you.
Yeah.